All right. Ooh, it's Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock, which is earlier than 6 o'clock, which is usually when this happens. So I'm sorry if that throws your time off. It doesn't exist right now anyway, but um, yes, you know what this is? It's the come up. It's the come up. Yeah, yeah. It's the come up. Ow. Hello. Welcome back to this thing that I'm doing that folks are indulging. That makes me so happy. I got a ring light. Thank you, Megan McNeely, for sending me a ring light. You are much appreciated. LC Bernadine is out here like working this producer game for me, like helping me with the logistics behind the scenes, beautiful graphics. So thank you for that. And thank y'all who are watching and subscribing and liking. This is so much fun. I'm having a good time getting to talk to people, and you seem to be enjoying the conversation. So, reach out. Tell me what else you want to see. Tell me who you want to see. I don't know. Let's make this a thing. Talk to me. Um, so today I have a super special guest. I can try to tell you about this person. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm going to try and do like you'll just understand more. Like we'll be right back.
If you came to have a good time today, say I slay. So if you don't have a foam roller at home, the floor is just as good. The sillier you look, the better, okay? As long as you're getting what you need. Ooh. Woo! Thank you so much for joining the Slay community. The Slay in me recognizes the Slay in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the absolutely ridiculous and amazingly talented dear friend of mine, Brian Bose. Brian Bose.
Hey, hey! I am living for this. I'm living for you. I just love you. Thank you so much for having me.
Is this the most ridiculous thing that you've ever done in your entire life?
What's going on? Like,
There's
I'm
a whole
living.
fiasco. What people don't realize is that like there's a whole situation. Like I have one laptop here. There's another laptop open with things like running on the side. I got buttons to
Mhm.
push. There are pictures. There are frame shortages. There are cuts. Listen, things are happening. It's a whole operation here at the come up.
Mhm.
Brian,
Ye-
how are you?
Yes. Oh, you know, I'm out here. No, I'm not out here. I'm in here, safe at home. I'm doing pretty well though. I'm trying to just step into that joy, do things like this. Just have fun, connect.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, can we like start with a breath? Can we start with the collective breath,
Yes. Yes.
just so we can connect?
Mhm.
All right, let me lead it for y'all. So we're gonna inhale, then we'll hold it in the middle, and then we'll exhale. Here we go. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Yes. Amen.
That
We are
was
connected.
our first collective breath in come up history.
Yes.
Listen, we are breaking records here already.
Snatching left and right. Yes.
So Brian, we met in Minneapolis. You still live there.
Hmm. Yes,
How'd you end up in
indeed.
Minneapolis? What was that? What happened?
So my last year at UC San Diego, Jack Ruler, who's the artistic director of Mixed Blood, he came as a guest director, and I choreographed for him. And like on day two, he's like, "You should move to Minneapolis and make a living doing what you love." And fast forward, he got me here, and he was so right. I feel so blessed to be here. And I mean, you understand, you've lived here before,
I
and
love
like
Minneapolis.
you have the opportunity to, yes, you have the opportunity to do what you love and actually make a living and make a lot of connections. There's so many people doing what we do.
Well, and people, I think that's something people don't realize about Minneapolis is that like one, it's the number two, like place for theater in America, not necessarily because of the amount of theaters, but because of the number of paid opportunities that you have as an artist.
Absolutely.
So I think that people don't realize that, and they don't realize that people are making entire livings and buying whole houses, like by
Yes.
by just working in the arts, which is incredible.
Yeah, and creating making their own work too, in case like there isn't a part for you to audition for. Like you can make work, and I love that.
So we met at the Guthrie, right? Officially, we met at an audition. We were auditioning for Christmas
Hmm.
Carol. Is that what happened?
Yes, that's where we met. Oh my god, yes. Oh. Yeah.
I mean, I knew
And
you.
just like right away, I was like, "Bam,
Well,
bam."
yeah. I mean, and I knew you before then because our friend Bradley Hildebrandt, he had introduced us. Um,
Hey.
but yeah, like you know, that's something else I like about Minneapolis is that it's super close knit community. Like you build your circle, and everyone knows each other, and it just feels it's very Midwest, which is very different than where you grew up. You grew up on the West Coast in San Diego. So what is that?
Yeah.
What was that
Well, I
move?
grew up in Los Angeles.
Ah, okay. But either way, you're on the
Yeah,
West
from Los
Coast. It's
Angeles, San
very
Diego
different.
to.
The Midwest is so strange. So
Mhm.
like, how have you what have you learned about the Midwest from being a West Coaster?
It gets cold as fuck. So your layer game better be strong. I get cold to the bone, and it's not a good thing for anybody. So I just have to put my layers on and keep pushing, and drive safely in the snow, and relish the good weather when you got it. Like go to a lake, go to the beach, get in that water, get on a bike, get physical, get
Yes.
outside.
Yes. Yes. So what are you doing right now to like keep finding that joy you were talking about earlier? I mean, clearly being on the come up is the most
um,
amazing thing you've done during the pandemic, but what else are you doing?
I mean, you said it. I've been eating pretty well, and been hanging out with my three roomies. Shout out to Emily, Grady, and Dan. And we've been like having entertainment, and we have dinners together, and we've been connecting more. As I moved here 13 days before quarantine, so it's all new, but it's been really great. Um, I go outside and I go dance at the park. I'll dance in public. I'll bring my speaker and I'm like doing my repertoire, dancing full out in public. I don't care who sees. Um, but a crazy story though.
Uh,
I was dancing in front of this house, and I was sitting down for a little break, and then I got flagged down by this woman, and she's like, "Excuse me, but are you a dancer?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, were you here the other day? And I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, I saw you out my window. I called up my husband and said, there's this amazing dancer out in the park. I hope he comes back. And she's like, what's your Venmo? And I'm like, oh, it's at the Bose show. And she sent me $100.
that's amazing.
Like, what? Yeah. And that brought me so much joy. I talked to her a little bit about, what I lost in terms of work for once quarantine happened. And she was so gracious to give and give that much. So shout out to Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Listen, thank you, Elizabeth. I live in Chicago, and I will also do a dance if that is what it takes.
Right? Yeah, I
So,
was almost like, oh, okay. How many times do you need me to come? Like, I will dance for you.
how long have
Uh,
you been dancing? Is it a lifelong? Was it a lifelong thing for you?
Pretty much. I've been dancing since I could walk. Like my mom said, I was running before I could walk, so I was dancing since I was little. And I didn't really get like real professional training until like late high school and definitely college. But I was mostly self-taught, learning via video, concert footage, music videos, and just learning through the joy of dance. And also, my sister taught me hip hop growing up too. So,
Right.
always been a mover and a shaker, even a praise dancer in church. So,
Well,
it's that's it.
listen, praise dance will get you through. Like with praise dance, you learned enough technique for at least something.
What'd you say? Sorry, that one cut out.
No, I was like, as a praise dancer, you're like you're getting through it. You're like making up. You're doing all the things. You're one moment ballet,
All
then
the
you might
things,
do a
all
little
the hands,
African,
all the
you might
sign
do a little
language.
yeah, exactly. So is there? I mean, your
Hmm.
dance style is very eclectic and fun and like about empowerment and just like it's almost like also like therapy through movement. So like what is there a specific like dance style that like you gravitated to that kind of helped you more from that direction or like where did this form
Hmm.
come from you?
That's a great question. I mean, definitely hip hop, was like the first love. And then once I got to college, I started taking contemporary, modern dance, improvisation, movement exploration, partner dancing, contact improvisation, even a movement practice called Feldenkrais. I was just
Mm,
opened up to a lot of different modes of being embodied and moving and storytelling as
hmm.
well. Also with my acting training and my singing training too. So I feel like I call it like the Slay Workshop like a hip hop fusion, and that's where I like to live. Like just a fusion of movement that is of me, and I can't just like be in one mode.
So the Slay Workshop that you just brought up
Yeah.
is it's like it's part dance class, part yoga class, part meditation class, part cardio, part
hmm
inspiration. Like it's just it's a little bit of like so. Where did this idea come from, and when did you start doing it?
So when I graduated college, I was trying to figure out like some kind of class I could teach, uh, any kind of gig, and I was like, oh, I'm thinking of teaching a workshop, and I'd ask people like, what do you think? They're like, oh, that sounds cool, but I won't come. And I'm like, why? They're like, oh, I can't dance. Oh, I can't take a dance class. I'll look silly. I'll look stupid. Blah blah blah. This one time I took a dance class, I failed, and all these stories of fear and shame when it comes to movement and self confidence and just being in oneself. So I was like, okay, I see a discrepancy here. How about I offer a class that's no dance experience necessary, and just a place where you can actually dance to empowerment, feel empowered, feel sexy and confident, and just to learn dance at whatever level you're at, because we all have the capacity to learn. So I started in San Diego, and yo, it has taken a journey from San Diego to Germany to when I moved here to the Guthrie's Theater, part of their Guthrie education, to Pride, to the Pride stage, and TEDx Minneapolis. I feel so
Yeah.
proud that over the past 4 years since I started this, um, it's evolved and I've been able to slay with so many people. And that's what I just want to do. I want this to go all over the world.
That's so cool. What is it? What does it feel like to watch something that you just like created go and kind of fly and spread its wings in this way and like be international and to allow you to meet all these people and to change all these lives? Like what is it? What does that feel like for you?
Oh man, what does that feel like? I mean, it's definitely validating because, I feel like I work from purpose. I serve. I'm trying to be a light worker, as people call it. I
Hmm.
proclaim myself a light worker, just to be a beacon, an example of what turning on your own light can be like, and to be from that place. I'm all about radical authenticity. I've been really thinking about that lately because that's what matters. Everyone else is taken but you. So be you. You're the only one living in your body. You're the only one living in your head. So, why not be the fullest you as possible unapologetically? That's where I'm coming from.
Yes.
Like that intention kind of spread for people to latch on. Um, Even to the point of being on like a live stream at a TED Talk, like
Yeah. So like,
I'm still pinching myself. Um,
how did that come about? How did you get to the TEDx stage?
Funny enough, I saw V Boheme. You know V Boheme, right?
I don't think so.
You know V? Oh, V Boheme. She's an amazing artist, yoga teacher, storyteller, also international. I want to be her when I grow up. Okay. um, and I saw that she did a TEDx salon event, and literally just seeing the fact that she was on that stage doing it, I'm like, oh wow, I can do that. So I tagged TEDx Minneapolis on one of my Slay ads, and I think in like 3 minutes, I got a response back. I caught Cassie. Shout out to Cassie.
Hey, Cassie girl.
She's curators there, and she was online, and she messaged me. We met in person, and then I got the green light in a few months, and I did it live August 2019. And I'm just like, I've perished. I'm done. I can't even deal with the fact that this happened.
That's so cool. I mean, there's nothing. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I feel like everyone wants to do a TED
Like,
Talk. And you did it. You did a TED Talk.
I
What is
did.
what is the
I
response been?
did.
What has the
It was one of my
response been like?
goals.
It went live. So like, what has it been like now that it's out there in the world?
Hmm. Uh, well, shout out to you watching. It's just search my name, Brian Bose, and it's called Dance Your Way to Empowerment, No Experience Required. The response we've gotten has just been so validating, especially from the people that I love and my mentors from the past that have helped me get to where I am now. Um, it's almost like disbelief from them too. Um, and I even like sent this to some people randomly that I admire through social media, some influencers. One started tearing up, which I didn't
Mm.
expect, and just to know that people have been personally moved by my story and my platform and what I'm about is really just all one could wish for. It
Yeah.
keeps me going.
And now, slight pivot, and then we're going to come back and talk about Slade at home. But um, the last time I
Yes.
saw you in real life, outside of our fun times in Chicago, um, I saw you in Thunder Knocking on Your Door, 10,000 Things in Minneapolis, which unfortunately
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
close early because of COVID-19. But it was one of
Yeah.
the most it was one of the most amazing shows that I've seen in a long time, truly in a long time. Like it was so good. Like the singing, the dancing, and you are um, associated with 10,000 Things. You're like a part of their. Are you an artistic associate or whatever your title is? So I love that place.
I'm
Let's
a
talk
part of
about
their
them a little
artist
bit.
core. Yeah.
Let's talk about them a little bit. What do
Oh
you
my
love
God,
about
10,000
10,000
things,
Things?
y'all. Oh my God, 10,000 things. It's amazing. Basically, they tour throughout like greater Minnesota to like prisons, old folks' homes, community centers, schools, all kinds of places, underserved communities so that they can experience theater too. It's done all in the round. We have to pack all of our props and little set pieces in a van so we can travel anywhere. And we literally just perform right there with people. Um, and I've done two shows with them. I did Into the Woods last year, and I was also the choreographer. And I did this one as well, starring as Jaguar, and I also choreographed it. And it's really taken up all of my artistry. And I'm also part of the artist corps, by the way. I don't remember if I said that,
Yeah.
but it takes like all of my artistry to be able to do that, especially as an actor. Like, and you can't hide. Audience is
No,
right there.
in your face.
If you fake it, they'll know. They'll tell you even like, I don't believe you. Like, and some people will shout out to you and say that. Like, so it's challenged me so much, and I applaud them because they team experience, still paid out their artists, still committed to doing what they do, and they have shifted the mode in which they work to still serve the community and still to still tell stories and to change people's. So shout out to 10,000 things.
Yes, I love them. And
And thankfully,
shout
I'm
out
not.
to Michelle Hensley,
Mhm.
who is
Yes,
amazing in establishing
yes.
that organization, and a special shout out to one of my favorite people in the entire world, Marcel Lorca, the legend, the
Marcelo
queen.
Lorca!
I have a like Marcel Lorca is one of my favorite people in the entire world. Um,
She's everything.
I met Marcella, and I knew that you two, like, once I met you, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Your spirits both vibrate in this same place of like art and spirit and love and like making the work in this movement, because it is all movement. Life is all movement, and so like so watching you two collaborate
Hmm.
it's just so beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. And I'm
Um,
so proud to call her a mentor. Thunder's going to be remounted in the fall. So, y'all check out 10,000 Things, follow, and we will get back to you with some blues musical Thunder Knocking at Your Door.
Yes. Okay, Slay at Home. You are now teaching Slay workshops from your living room on the Facebook.
Yes.
How did you have to shift the format? What's changed in the way that you present the class? Oh,
I'm
damn,
sorry, say that
Michigan.
again.
What's changed in the way that you present the class? How did you
Has
shift
it
it
that?
to home? Oh,
Yeah. Mm. Well, it's hard because I really want to be with my students, but I can't. We can't physically be with one another. So um, it just brought me back to the reason why I created this class in the first place. That feeling that I got with like dancing in my living room in my underwear and getting my swerve on and stepping into my superstar self and my superpower self and just experiencing joy. And now that I can do this via live, like I feel like I'm going live on Facebook television, and it's really fun. I still dress up. I get to interact and talk with people still, and it's always a surprise. And I'm finding the basic level purpose of what I'm doing. And it's basically just being a movement therapist to people in my own little slay way. And thank you all to my slayers who have continued to show up still via Facebook Live and on Zoom too for the Guthrie. We'll be starting those again May 18th. So check out the Slay page on Facebook for all those details. But yeah, seriously, shout out to you all. I get emotional talking about it sometimes too because I am missing
Yeah.
my community, my Slay community. So thank you all for still supporting me and donating to my Venmo and lifting me up.
Yeah, well, and it's so, I mean, it's natural for us as creators and artists to want to keep making and connecting and missing that physical connection. But, I mean, your goal is to take Slay around the world, and like live is global. So like you're worldwide right now in this moment, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Um,
Damn, say that again. We worldwide.
you are worldwide. This is the World Wide Web.
I can't. Oh my
So,
god.
so what are some of your favorite moments of coming to Chicago and hanging out with me?
Oh, that is a great question. Do you remember that place where we had brunch? Oh, I love that picture. Ah, I love that picture. So that moment too, when we went
Which
up
place?
to the,
Where do we have brunch?
oh, it was just like the food was so amazing. We were gooped. We were goop guzzled, and
Yeah,
we were
so
satisfied.
yeah,
Like
it was
it was,
yeah.
mm,
We just eat so much. Like
and eat. Also, when we went to the Bean and took pictures, and when we went to the Chicago Institute, that was lit.
do you
Yeah, and just
remember
like hang out with you.
do you
'Cause, like,
remember
you
in the
are
museum
family.
when I took a picture of you and I had my flash on and the security guard came and yelled at us?
Real quick.
All right, I be
We're
breaking
like,
all the
sorry.
rules.
I'm
I was like,
sorry.
I'm
Like,
sorry. I was going for the shadow was really nice, and he's like, you can't do that. That's not how museums work.
oh man. But I can't wait to be able to see you again in Chicago because like there's still so much for us to do. Yeah.
There's a ton.
Also, remember that which gay club we went to? The second one that we went to that one night where it had like the TV broadcast.
Progress.
I think Progress, and we basically created our own little VIP spot. Like everyone wanted to be around.
Oh, and we put our coats on the like little
everything.
section thing, and we were that was absolutely Progress. Yeah. Ooh, that's
so
hilarious.
much fun.
Well, so Brian, tell us how do I do Slay at home if I want to? What's the time? What's the day? How do I find past episodes? Give me all the deets.
Great question. So, Slay schedule is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, starting at 6:30. Mondays will be for the Guthrie education, and that's through Zoom. Look at all my page for that. My page is you can just look up facebook.com/Slay Workshop.
And we'll put the link on the episode as well.
Hub. Thank you, linking us together. But that's where, if you go to videos, you can find all the past Slay Workshop live sessions. I post them up there. I put recaps of each one so you can see a little snippet, a fun little snippet of what was done in class. And they're free. I'm offering it up to the community gift, honestly. I just asked in return, maybe some donations to my Venmo would be nice because it takes a lot of work. I am very intentional about all these Slay mixes that I curate myself. I mix the music myself.
Yeah,
I create the repertoire.
That's something else I was going to say is that like when you take a Slay class, like Slay class is the same because there's a different mix each week. So like that
Yep.
alone is $5 from you if you are going to take Slay. So
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't.
We're trying to collect our reparations. It's right over
Period.
here.
I
It's
haven't
ready to
seen that
collect.
check yet. We're talking about this stimulus, and I'm like, I need to have been stimulated a long time ago.
Thank you. Please.
Brian Bose, this was wonderful.
Man.
You're so wonderful. I miss you so much. Thank you for being
I
here.
miss you too.
I
And
just
thank you for creating this platform and giving the people what they want, giving the people what they need.
giving
We
the
need more
people what
Nick.
they
Yes.
need. Yes. I love you. I
I
love you
will
more than Sunshine.
seriously, you a savage.
Oh.
Classic bougie ratchet.
Hey! Hey! You gotta pay for the rest, y'all. You gotta pay for the rest. Brian Bose, everybody. My dear friend. Love you.
Mwah. Love you too. Bye everyone.
Y'all! Wasn't that great? Don't we love Brian Bose? He's a blast. Brian, stay backstage. Don't leave. I'm gonna talk to you when you leave. That was like this. People say that to people sometimes on shows. They're like, "Oh, stay backstage. Like, don't leave yet." Y'all, this is like a real thing, and like the amount of indulgence that I'm getting from the world. Like, thank you all so much for continuing to tune in live, or if you're watching later. It really does mean a lot to me. I am super excited about these people and this platform. Speaking of which, next week, Karina Dumars, Omaha, Nebraska. She is the newest full-time teaching artist at the Rose. She is a fantastic actor. She is a props designer. She's a stage manager. She's a teacher, all-around amazing person. I'm going to chat with her about how she's coping in all this, what it's like teaching theater for young audiences right now. At home, which I've taught some classes for the Rose, and it's a very interesting thing. So I think that'll be a fun thing to chat about. And I also think that you're just gonna love her because I love her, and that's how life should work. People should love Karina Dumars and people I love. So there's that. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your evening. I'm gonna post all the info about Slay on the videos on Facebook and YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Goodbye. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye now. Farewell. So long. Auf Wiedersehen. Ha ha!